But those were screams of joy because that was my release papers. And within 48 hours, I was free. Shortly after my release, it was revealed that we had over 200 cases of corona right in my unit. And people just started dying. People started dying.
At the end of the day, just knowing that there's someone out here that care, you know, that can really like dictate everything that you do on the inside. Because it's easy on that side, you know, to lose hope. I mean, this is a situation that I don't think no one was prepared for.
Them getting, you know, sick in there and not being able to get treated. It's been hard, I think, like for any family member being without him for, you know, for so long. I think especially more for his daughter.
I'm speaking in behalf of my son, Nicholas Morphin. So when that phone rings, it's just like my heart drops. Oh my God, please don't let it be anything bad, because that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Not that it could be anything else or anything good. The COVID is what's on your mind 24 hours a day.
My name is Esther Clark, and I have a son, JaVale Ivory, who's in Graham Correctional Center, and I also have a nephew, Darnell Fox, who's in Hill Correctional Center. I think they just start letting them go to the day room for an hour. So all that time trapped in those cells is just too hard for them. And with this fear of that COVID going around is really scary.
My son Avery is 26 and he is currently in Dixon. You know, when the phone rings, it's like in the middle of the day, why are you calling me? Is something the matter? Or are you okay? Or I haven't heard from you enough.
Sherry Carter. My son's name is Eddie Mosley, and one of his cellmates did have COVID-19. And I was so afraid. I was terrified. I was crying. I was calling everybody to pray. Yeah, I would just love to see him more by me not able to touch him. Yeah, but to hear his voice, I'm grateful for that.
Living in this, like when someone has a life sentence, it's like a black hole. There's no future. You can never talk about, oh, when you get out of prison, you could do this. And when you get out of prison, maybe you could do that. It's just darkness that you don't talk about at all. And for me, COVID has really struck a nerve, because after all we've been through and have COVID come in, it was just so devastating, because I know how the prisons are. They're super close quarters, lack of hygiene. When COVID first struck Erickson, Illinois River, they went on lockdown, and it was 2 weeks before I had any word from him at all.
My name is Margie, and my son is at Hill. When other people were getting toilet paper, I ran to Staples and got a computer because I didn't have one, and I figured, you know, I better learn how to do the emails, because he called and warned me that they might be going on lockdown. You know, these kids have been put through a lot, and the things that they've seen, I don't even know probably half of it. So, and they've survived. So he's a survivor.
I seriously draw my strength from those guys, because seeing in the face of what it is they face with day in and day out, the uncertainty, and they still have the wherewithal to maintain that resolve. It's like, it's amazing to me. It's like I've been there with them, but I haven't been there in the midst of a pandemic.
He told me he was going to preach. Yeah, and he wanted his family, and he wanted to take care of his mom.
And that's what I'm looking forward to, him coming home and making a life for himself. And I'm only praying to God that things go in his favor and it works for him, because Nick was not there.
He's just a good kid, and I just want him home. My husband passed away a little over 5 years ago. You know, and that's what we'd like to do, is take this mother-son show on the road, you know, starting with the community and building it up.
He wants to come out, settle down, form a family, and of course, be as much around family members that, he hasn't seen in since he was locked up, and, ourselves as well.
When he gets out, he would definitely like to go into criminal justice reform. One of his big things is when he sees guys leave is that they leave everybody behind. And that's always like, how can you leave? He's been in there. He grew up with these guys, right? And it's always been like, how could you leave those people behind?